Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So hope you're all staying safe and well out there. So it's ended at St James's Park. Newcastle United nil, Borussia Dortmund 1. And I've got to say, the way that game played out tonight, it was, of course, a game what I thought Newcastle could have done something in, or could have come away with something in that game. And of course, looking at the stats as well going into the game, uh, coming out of the game, we ended the game with 60% possession, 40% for Borussia Dortmund. We had 12 shots in the game, whilst Borussia Dortmund had 13. We had 3 on target, and they had 5 on target in the game. 11 corners for us, 9 corners for them, 8 fouls for us, and 15 fouls. 15 fouls for Borussia Dortmund in that game, and we did not see a Borussia Dortmund player being sent off in the game. That in itself right there shows you what was happening in the game tonight at St James's Park. It didn't help matters, of course, that it was raining, but I'm not making excuses here. I'm not the kind of person that comes on and starts making up excuses, for why Newcastle and the lads, tonight didn't get the result done against Borussia Dortmund. It unfortunately just looked like it just wasn't our night tonight. Of course, in the Champions League, and it is only our first loss as well in the Champions League. And when you consider, that we've already played AC Milan at the San Siro, we've played PSG at St James's Park, and now we've played Borussia Dortmund at St James's Park, for only be one loss out of them 3 games against 3 massive teams that have been quite regular outfits in the Champions League over the recent years, of course, especially with us being only back in it for the first time since 2002-2003. We're doing pretty well, I've got to say. We are doing really well. And looking at it, it's a game that we can take some positives from. We did have chances in that game tonight to be able to come away winners, or get something in the game against Borussia Dortmund, but unfortunately, it just was not to be. The referee did look a little bit dodgy, but like I say, I don't want to harper on too much about that. The ref did have a couple of chances where he could have, give Newcastle a penalty in the game, especially in the first half. Miguel Almiron, being fouled inside the box in the first half. They didn't even bother to look at it on VAR, according to what was said on TNT Sport, which I was watching it on there, of course. And the commentators on there said that they didn't even look at it on VAR. In that in itself right there does bring up questions to what was going on the officiating side of things tonight at St James's Park. But again, we did have the chances to be able to do it, and unfortunately, it just was not our night. There's not really much else you can say, to be honest, on that. We did unfortunately see a few Newcastle United players pick up some knocks as well. We did see Alexander Isak going off 15 minutes into the game, which wasn't great. Of course, I'm sure he would have been well and truly up for this game tonight against Borussia Dortmund, especially with it being his old kicking ground, and a team that, once said when he was there that he just wasn't good enough. And I'm sure he would have been well and truly up for it tonight to get a goal against them. Unfortunately, he didn't get that chance, with him, of course, departing from the game 15 minutes in. And then, of course, we've seen Jacob Murphy come on as a substitute on the 65th minute, only ended up having to go off 5 minutes later because he's done something with his shoulder by the looks of it. Hopefully it's nothing serious. The same with Isaacs as well. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Because we definitely need the players to be staying fit, especially with the games that we've got coming up ahead as well. But that game tonight at St James's Park, it's a tale of what could have been, to be honest, in my eyes. We just had them chances, we just couldn't seem to find them in the back of the net against Borussia Dortmund. But I've got to say, Borussia Dortmund are a filthy team, a very filthy team. The way they were playing tonight, it was very dirty football. You can tell that by the 15 fouls in the stats, of course. But you can tell that they were very, very dirty side. There was very few moments in the game where we weren't seeing a Borussia Dortmund player, giving a little nudge in the back of the back of the players, of course, and that is just not the kind of stuff you want to be seeing. Yes, I know it's football at the end of the day, but the way they were going about that game tonight, Borussia Dortmund, they were out to injure Newcastle United players, and hopefully, they haven't injured the likes of Isak and Murphy tonight with the way they were playing in that game. The way the Borussia Dortmund side was playing, it was very, very filthy football. They have come away from St James's Park with a 1-0 win. Did they deserve the win? Maybe, maybe not. But we do have them in 2 weeks' time at the Signal Iduna Park at their ground. So, of course, we've got every chance of coming away from their ground with something, and I'm sure Eddie Howe will want to, get something at that ground, especially after this result tonight at St James's Park. It was just a very damp, cold St James's Park, and unfortunately, it just wasn't our night tonight in the Champions League. Let us know your thoughts, of course, down in the comments below. And also, please consider hitting the like, share, subscribe. There is a super thanks down below as well. If you want to hit that super thanks. Any donations are welcome. None of them are taken for granted. And I'll see you all in the next one. However, lads.